similar, similar, similar. Let's talk about the word similar. The part of speech for similar is an adjective, which means it modifies or describes a noun or pronoun. In common usage, people use similar to describe things that have some likeness or resemblance with each other. For example, the new policy is similar to the old one, or these two books are similar in style. It's often used to compare something to another thing, idea, or situation, and help listeners or readers understand the connection between them. One special note about using similar is that it typically implies a likeness or similarity in some way, but not necessarily an exact match, so you can say two things are similar without saying they're exactly the same. In a formal setting, you might say, "The new campus design is similar to the one we studied in architecture school last year." This sentence uses similar to make a professional comparison between two distinct entities, implying that they share some common characteristics. In this context, the word similar is used to highlight the relevance and applicability of knowledge from a previous experience. In casual conversation, you might say, "I've been trying out a new recipe for chocolate cake and it's similar to my mom's famous one. I think I'm getting close." Here, similar is used in an everyday chat to describe something that shares qualities with another known entity. The tone is relaxed and the focus is on the speaker's personal experience. In business or academic settings, you might say, "Our company's new product features are similar to those of our main competitor," indicating a shift towards customer-centric design. In this case, similar is used to draw attention to patterns or trends in data, highlighting shared characteristics between two distinct entities. The focus is on analysis and comparison rather than personal experience or emotional connection. So you want to know about similar? Well, let me break it down for you. When we say that two things are similar, we mean they have some key features in common, like shape, size, color, or even personality. For example, if I show you a picture of a cat and a lion, you might think they're similar because both animals have 4 legs, whiskers, and sharp claws. In this case, the main characteristics that make them similar are their physical features. You can also use other words like alike, like, or in the same way to describe things that share some common qualities. When we say two things are similar, it helps us understand that they have something in common and might even be connected or related in some way. Source, source, source. The word source can be quite versatile, but let me break it down for you in simple terms. As a noun, source refers to the origin or starting point of something, like information, water, or even an idea. In common usage, people often talk about finding reliable sources for research, citing their sources when giving credit to others' work, or talking about the source of a news story or a rumor. One special note I'd like to mention is that source can also imply the quality or trustworthiness of something. If you say something is your source, it means you got it directly from that place, making it more credible than hearsay. So you want to know some practical examples of using the word source, right? Well, let me tell you, in formal usage, you might say something like, "According to a credible source within the scientific community, the new study's findings have been peer-reviewed and are expected to be published in a leading journal soon." This is a great example because it shows how source can refer to an authority or expert in a particular field. Now, If you're having a casual conversation with a friend, you might say something like, I heard from a source that the new coffee shop downtown just got in some amazing pastries, we should totally check it out. This is a great example of how source can refer to an anonymous or unknown individual who provides information. And finally, if you're in a business or academic setting, you might say something like, the company's financial report cited multiple sources indicating a significant increase in revenue over the past quarter, suggesting a strong market trend. This is a great example because it shows how source can refer to a body of information or evidence that supports a particular claim. So you're trying to figure out what we mean by source. Well, let me break it down for you. A source is basically something that provides information, ideas, or knowledge. It's like a starting point where people get their facts from. Whether it's a book, an article, a website, or even someone's expertise. The main characteristics of a source are that it's trustworthy and reliable. You can count on the information being accurate and up to date. When we talk about sources in language learning, we often use similar concepts like references or materials, which mean basically the same thing as a source. And what does it do? Well, when you're studying or writing something, using sources helps you back up your arguments with facts and make your work more credible. It's like having a backup plan to support what you're saying. Specific. 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 So, let's break down the word specific. As an adjective, it generally means relating to or characterized by a particular or precise aspect of something. In everyday usage, you might use this word to describe something that is exactly what it needs to be in order to achieve its purpose, like a specific rule or instruction that applies only to certain situations. For example, the doctor prescribed a specific medication for her symptoms. Here's the key point. When using specific, think of something that is tailored or designed for a particular need or outcome. And it's usually used to contrast with something more general. So, if someone asks you what time to meet, a specific time would be 2 p.m. sharp, not just sometime in the afternoon. The professor emphasized that the research paper required specific sources to be cited in order for it to be considered relevant to the topic at hand, adding to her list of requirements on the overhead projector. Meanwhile, I was thinking about trying out a new recipe for dinner tonight and wondering if anyone knew what specific type of cheese would work best with the asparagus I had picked up from the market. You're welcome to come over and help me figure it out. In our team meeting, we discussed the need to clearly define specific goals and objectives for the upcoming marketing campaign in order to track its success and make adjustments accordingly. So you want to know about something that means exactly what it says, no more, no less. Think of it like a precise arrow that points directly at its target. It's all about being clear and to the point, without any extra details or words that aren't necessary. This concept is often used in writing and communication to convey information in a straightforward way, without any room for confusion. If you're looking for similar ideas, you might think of exact, precise, or to the point. It's like having a superpower for making sure people understand exactly what you mean every time.